Good morning, boys and girls. Here's today's lessons, and we're moving on to subtracting fractions today. Still using the same denominator, but subtracting today. Right, boys and girls, subtraction of fractions. Probably slightly easier, actually, than addition of fractions at this stage. So we're going to have a look at a simple one to start with, and just have a look at how we look at it. So we're going to have a look at 5/5, and we're going to take away 1/5. Now, really important when we're looking at this, that we start to look at this first fraction that we've got here, and we imagine what it's looking like. We draw it out. So we've got our bar. We're splitting it into 5 equal parts, dividing it into 5 equal parts, and then we've got 3 of them. 1, 2, 3 of those parts. That's what that looks like. And then all we're doing here is we're taking away 1/5. We're taking away one of these parts. So really simply, I'm just taking away one of those parts, which leaves me, as we could see, with 2 of those fifths. So my answer is 2/5. Okay, so really important, we draw out the first fraction and then we take away the second one, as long as they're the same denominators, because we can't do it if they're the same denominators, because these pieces would be different sizes, and then we get our answer. Right, let's have a look at another one and see if just how we lay this out in our books, because you can't rub it off like I have done on your book. And how would you lay it out if you had it in your book? So let's have a look at that just now. Alright, I've just quickly jumped over to my book to show how to sort of lay this out. So here's my 4/5, take away 1/5. And I've drawn out my bar and I've divided it into 5 equal parts. And then I've got 4 of those equal parts. So I'm going to first of all colour in those 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way up to there. 4 out of my 5. So I've got 4 of those equal parts. That's what I've started with. Now, yesterday we were adding on extra parts. Today we're taking away some of those parts, and we're taking away one of those parts. Now, yesterday we used 2 different colours. We used another colour for this one. If we start colouring over the top, it gets a bit messy. So what we're going to do is, when we're taking away 1/5, we're just going to cross it through. So here I've got 4/5, and I'm taking away one of those fifths. So I'm just going to take this one away. Okay, so I'm just going to put a cross through that one, nice and neat. Okay, so I've taken one of the away. If I was taking 2 away, I'd take 2 off. Okay. Now, looking at this on a number line, how would we do this below? So we know this number line, the whole, in line with our bar, has been split up into 5 equal parts. And we know they're going to go up from no fifths to 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and all the way up to 5/5. Now, 5/5 we know is the whole bar. If we have that many, it's the whole. Now, here we started with 4/5. So how are we going to show that? So we're going to show that with a big jump. Try to do it nice and thick. A big jump all the way to 4/5. Okay? And then what we did was we took away 1/5. So we had 4/5. We took away 1. So I'm going to draw a jump going back, and I end up at 3/5. Okay? And that is what I want you to have a look at today on your Do It. You've got lots of questions. Not lots. I've got a few questions where you've got some takeaway fractions. I'd like you to draw the bar like this for every answer, because it's your kind of your workings with the crossing out and your answer, as well as writing in the answer at the top. And then just for 2 of them, show how you would do it using a number line as well. Pause the video now and you can have a go at the Do It questions. remembering to draw out the bar to help you, especially with the answer, and then just pick 2 of the questions to show me a number line way of doing it as well, just as I showed you on the video before. Pause the video now, boys and girls. Okay, here are the answers on the screen, boys and girls. Your first number 1 should be 1/4. Looking at the applier here, you've got to explain why this bar and this fraction number sentence do not match. What did they do wrong with it? Once you've had a go at it, press play again, and then I will explain and show. Right, having a look at our apply it here, we've got 4/7 take away 2/7. 4/7 take away 2/7. And the first picture, had 4/7, and then it had the 2/7 just added on. So they'd added on that 2/7 there. Okay, the 4/7 was as normal. Okay, they put that, and then they'd added on 2/7, which gave them 6/7 in this picture here. Okay, so they didn't take away. So what it should have looked like was 4/7, but with 2/7 taken away. So remember, we're crossing out 2 of those 7s. We're crossing out 2 of those 7s, and that leaves us with 2 left. 2/7 left. Okay, so our answer was 2/7. Hopefully you could explain it similarly to how I've just done just now. Alright, our Solve It today has got 3 questions. So some of them are some problemy ones, which you can read through. One of them looks a bit like this, where we've got to work out what this missing number here is. But we've got 2 different calculations. We've got this calculation this side, where we've got 2/5 add 1/5, and then we've got this calculation this side, where we've got 5/5 take away something fifths there. So we've got to work out, first of all, what can we already do on this? We can't do this yet, because we know it's got to equal the same as this. So the answer for this purple side has to be exactly the same as the answer for this side. So I'm going to do this first one for us. I'm going to do 2/5. I've done my 5th box below. I've got my whole. I've divided it into 5 equal parts. And I've got 2/5, 1, 2, and I'm going to add 1/5. Okay, so how many does that give me altogether? It gives me 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the whole is divided into 5, and then I've got 3 of them. So this side then needs to equal 3/5 when I finished. Now this one, a bit different. I start with 5/5. So I've got here 5/5, I know actually is my whole. It's the whole thing. So I've got my whole. It's divided into 5 equal parts. I've then got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can see I've shaded in the whole of it. The whole bar's been shaded in. Now that's 5/5. I need to look at how many do I need to take away to get 3/5. So how many do I need to take away? So if I take 1 away, how many does that give me? 1, 2, 3, 4/5. So that's not enough. So I can't be 1 I take away. What if I take another one? So I take 2 away, and then I have another look at it. 1, 2, 3. So that is now 3/5. And I had to take away 1, 2. So I took away 2/5. Right? So on your first question today, on the Solve It, you've got a similar question to this. It's not fifths, it's similar, it's sevenths. Okay? And you just got to work out what you can, work out what you know, and then try and figure out what the other one is to give you the same answer. Work out the side you know, work out what that gives you, and work out what have you got to do to the other side. And laying it out like this with the bar is a really easy way of looking at it. Your other questions on the Solve It have got to do with adding some fractions as well as subtracting fractions. So have a look at those, pause on the next slide. Okay, on the second question of Solve It, you're going to have to know and remember about odd and even numbers. So if we just have a quick look at what we know, odd and even numbers. So our even numbers and our odd numbers. Our even numbers are our numbers in our 2 times table. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, and anything that ends in either a 2, a 4, a 6, an 8, or a 0 in that ones column. Remember our 10s and our 1s. So if it was 12, because it's got a 2 in the ones column, that is an even number. Our other numbers are the odd ones. So if we start from the beginning, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And again, thinking about our 2-digit numbers, our 10s and 1s, it's always the 1s digit where it is. So if we had something like 25, because 25 has an odd number, 5 is an odd number in the ones column, that is an odd number. You'll need this little bit of knowledge on the second Solve It question, something to do with odd numbers to have a little look at.